Hello, I'm Jim Copple, and I'm with the Legacy Project. Legacy are those experiences in our life that shape or define who we are. It's how we respond to those experiences and what kind of meaning we want to draw from them that we pass on to the next generation within our family, our workplaces, and in our communities. 30 years ago, I was working in Wichita, Kansas, a special assistant to the superintendent of schools. We had an emerging youth gang problem, and substance use was on the increase in our community. The superintendent suggested that I help design an intervention, something that the schools could do to support the community to prevent gang violence among our youth. So I made a decision, called the chief of police, and said I want to ride one night with the gang unit. That would soon change my life and change the direction and the course of my career. I arrived at the police department. They gave me a bulletproof vest. They instructed me which officer I was to follow, and I was to do exactly what he told me to do. If he got out of the car, I got out of the car. If he stayed in the car, I stayed in the car. We rolled up about 20 minutes into the shift that night on a drive-by shooting that had just taken place. My officer friend got out of the car, so I followed him. There was a young boy in the front yard who had been shot. His mother was leaning over him, screaming, begging for help. As I approached the young boy, I knelt down and my pants became soaked in his blood. And the last words I would hear him say, and the last words he would say on the face of the earth, was, "Mister, help me." That word, or that phrase, completely shaped my career and altered a lot of my choices for the future. I became very involved in the community on gang prevention. In fact, for the next year, I would spend 4 nights a week riding with our gang unit, trying to understand what was going on in our community. Interviewed over 600 kids, original gang members, some wannabes, people who were just associates or trying to affiliate with a gang, men and women, young boys and young girls who were seeking to be involved in gangs, and trying to develop a complete understanding of what was going on in our community. Violence intervention strategies are on the cutting block in this current administration. Now, my event or experience, which shaped and defined my legacy and a lot of my choices, was 30 years ago. There have been a lot of programs developed. I helped develop a number of those programs with Community Anti-Drug Coalitions of America and while I worked at the National Crime Prevention Council. And yet today, we got word or received word that many of those programs or violence intervention programs are being cut or eliminated. The decision to make those kinds of cuts are going to have a drastic impact on the legacy and the potential legacy of what our communities can create or do. For we know, based on research by Rand Corporation and others, that $1 spent on prevention saves us $12 or $13 in law enforcement, treatment, or incarceration. So what we're doing by cutting these violence intervention programs is that we're really increasing the deficit. We're increasing the cost to our local communities of what it's going to take to prevent this kind of violence, often fueled by the presence of guns and access to guns. Violence intervention is extremely important. I don't know about you, but the legacy I want to be known for in my communities and in my country is a country that fights for the prevention dollars to keep young people out of gun violence and away from community violence, and to give them the tools they need to prevent substance use. There are community-based organizations and nonprofits working in our communities that are doing this kind of important work. It will take local, state, and federal funding to support this. Because if we don't do it, it's going to fuel the deficit, and it's going to cost us human life in the process. This is Jim Copple with the Legacy Project.